Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sap. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Yashua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first, I'd like to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akims, and to the women and children around the world in Paleo Hebrew. Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Bahashem Ha-Rokah Kodash Mahama, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect, double honors to the elders of GMS, double honors to my elder Hawan, salutation to the Akims from the four corners of the earth, and to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, well, yeah, it is getting serious. And things are moving faster and faster. Here, a video came up, this was 16 hours ago, and the Spirit moved me to do a lesson with it. It's called Biometrics and Lockdown, while U.S. passports will be flagged in 2026 and beyond. Alert, alert. And I believe she's living with her husband in Africa, and she's calling out the people in America, to come and move to Africa or anywhere else. But we're gonna see what Scripture says, what to do, But I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and then we're going to Scripture. The title of this lesson: Flee from Babylon. Here we go.
Alert, you can no longer pretend that this isn't happening. You see the title, Biometric Lockdown, Why U.S. Passports Will Be Flagged in 2026. We need to talk about this. I need you to wake up. Your own self needs you to wake up. Your family needs you to wake up and understand what is coming to this world by 2026, or maybe even a little bit earlier. Once upon a time, a passport was just a piece of paper, a handshake, a polite nod from the gatekeeper. You handed it over, you got your stamp, and went on your way. But in 2026, that fairy tale is going to end. The age of biometric lockdown is here, and if you carry a U.S. passport, you are not exempt. This is the age of anonymous travel being dead. There was a time, ask your grandfather, when you could travel under a different name, or people would not even ask questions when you went to the border, a paper ID, a strong story, and you were through. But governments have outgrown that era. They no longer ask, who are you? They ask, where have you been? Who did you touch? Who did you meet along the way? And how did you feel about it? The new biometric systems don't check names. They track identities. They track biometrics. They check your iris. They check your fingerprints. And it's all international. They map out your face. They analyze your gait. And they assign you a global mobility score, one that can be frozen without trial. And it's all coming to a passport checkpoint near you in 2026. As you can tell, this video is on such a serious topic, and I believe that you should like this video and share it with 5 to 10 people, especially if you're an expat or you're wanting to travel, or you've been thinking of leaving America for good, or the West, Canada, the UK, wherever. You want to get this information, really understand it, write down your notes, and do your own research so you understand what I'm talking about. Because right now, I'm the watchwoman on the wall that's warning you about everything that's coming. We have talked about crypto on this channel, Ripple, the new changes. We're talking about travel updates, embassy closures. We are covering all this stuff. And if you go back to some of our previous videos, we also covered the 36 country travel ban, where mostly countries in Africa and the Middle East were getting flagged due to trade war tariff issues, assumingly because President Trump wasn't really clear about why these 36 countries were on that travel ban. And listen, I pump out so much content by the grace of the Most High, and so you're really going to want to subscribe. You're going to want to...
Okay, let me just stop it there. She calls herself a watchwoman. You will not find that in the Scripture, number one. But let's see about what Scripture says about fleeing. Now, if you want to flee to anywhere around the world, you can do that. But if you're going to run away but not do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the curse will be with you. I believe that was in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 60 something. Sucker, if I'm not correct, but I know it's in Deuteronomy. Anyway, let's see what Scripture says about fleeing. Okay, I want to go to Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1, and it goes like this: Thus said Yahweh, behold, I will rise up against Babylon, right? So-called America, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. Well, you know, that destroying wind, you can rest assured it's Yahweh Shai with the host of angels. And will send, verse 2, Salakia, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her around about. Well, isn't that going on right now? Around the world, people don't like America, don't like the Edomites no more, the people in power, right? As a matter of fact, if I remember, they are kicking them out in other countries, like in Mexico, right? I want to jump to verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver her men his souls. Be not cut off in her iniquities. So this is the time of Yahweh Shai's vengeance. Woo! You know, when I say Yahweh Shai, remember Yahweh sends his son Yahweh Shai for vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Right? Now, you know, we keep telling our people, the so-called Negros, Latino, Negros, and speckled birds, that Africa, you know, our people are not Africans, number one, right? And Africans are not our people. Does it mean that you shouldn't go to Africa? Yeah, you can go. There's a lot of Hebrew Israelites that live in Africa, but they're not African. They just live in Africa. Okay. Chapter 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. Woo! The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Yeah, that's around the world, even in Africa. Let me jump to, let me go to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 15. Give me a minute. Shout against her round about. She has given her hand. Her foundation are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. You know that build the wall over there by the borders of Mexico ain't gonna go too good. They're gonna be thrown down, okay? And the military that supposedly they have here, they're going out, right? Because things are gonna get bad around the world. That are, you know, remember the Edomites here in America like to go around the world, always, you know, having war, right? Keep those taxes going. It says here, give me a minute. Her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she has done. Do unto her. Yeah, right? They keep, what they call that? Keep making these executive laws, right? One on top of another. All right. Let me jump to verse 31. Give me a minute. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, set Yahweh power of hosts, of army. For thy day is come, the time that I will what? Visit thee. And how the Father Yahweh is going to visit this wicked world? By sending his son Yahweh Shai. Verse 32. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Yeah. You know, let's not forget Russia, China, and other countries are going to be, you know, having that World War III when it kicks in. But before World War III kicks in, rest assured that Yahweh Shai, when he comes back in those UFOs, in the Bible they call them chariots of clouds, he's going to be also participating in burning this wicked place, so-called America. Verse 33, thou said Yahweh Shai of hosts, of army, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. Can you believe it? To this day, they don't want to let us go, right? They want to keep oppressing us. Well, Edomites are getting ready because they know who's coming back to get us, okay, and set us free. Verse 34, the Redeemer is strong, Yahweh of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest. Wait, give me a minute. To the land, and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Yeah. Since the Edomites, you know, remember, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled bird, we're all over the world. And they have suppressed us all over the world, not only here in so-called America. So when Yahushua comes back with a host of angels, or army of angels, he's coming back for revenge, okay? And to set us free. Verse 35. A sword is upon Chaldeans, right? That's, what's his name? Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, Billy Gates, George Soros, Carl Schwab, and the rest of the Goonies, right? That they are false prophets, and they're, you know, chanting evilness upon, you know, so-called Negros, Latin Americans, and speckled birds, right? Shalakia. Set Yahweh Shai, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her prince, right? Those are the presidents, and upon her wise men. Yeah. He's coming back for payback. Okay? So things are moving faster because things are getting closer. The end of this wicked kingdom is getting closer, and they know it. The Edomites know it. Isaiah chapter 48. Give me a minute. Verse 8. Yea, thou heardest not, yea, thou knew not, yea, from the time that thy ears were not open, for I knew that thou wouldst yield very, very treacherously, and was called a transgressor from the womb. Right? We transgress, right? From the laws and commandments in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But check this out, verse 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. How you like that? He's been training us, to reach that level that Yahweh the Father wants us to reach, right? To become aware of the truth of who we really are, and to hear our calling. Wow, that's amazing. I want to jump to verse 12. Hearken unto me, O Jacob, and Israel, my call. I am he. I am the first. I also am the last. Huh? Is that amazing? Verse 13. My hand also has laid the foundation of the earth. My right hand, which is Yahweh Shai, has spun the heavens. When I call unto them, they stand up together. Verse 14. All ye assemble yourselves and hear, which among them has declared these things. Yahweh has loved, Yahweh has loved him. He will do his pleasure. O Babylon, his arm shall be on the Chaldeans. Get ready. Yeah. Because they got the Edomites had the technology that was given to them by Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai. They are very proud and very brave that they have now total power to control the world. But it's not going to go like that. That was only a little bit of power, right? That was given to them. And the blessing of the sword, which is going to be also taken away from them. Verse 15. Even I have spoken, yea, I have called him. I have brought him, and he shall what? Make his way prosperous. Prosperous? Slakia? Propitious. Slakia if I pronounce that wrong. I want to now go to 16. Come ye near unto me, hear ye this. I have not spoken in secret. From the beginning, from the time that it was, there am I, and now Yahweh's power and his spirit has sent me. Sent who? Yahweh Shai. Right? He's been, this was all written from the beginning of time. Right? How everything's going to play out. And why it was written? To prove to the whole world that the ones who are really in control of everything, righteous and wickedness, is Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai. Okay? Shalakia. Verse 17. Thou said Yahweh Shai Shalakia, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am Yahweh Shai, thy power, which teaches thee to profit, which leads thee by the way that thou should go. Not that Jesus, right? That impostor. Verse 18, oh, that thou hast hearkened to my commandments, then has thy peace been as a river, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea. We're among the multitude of people out here. So, spiritual Babylon. Verse 19, thy seed also has been as the sand, and the offspring of thy bowels like the grave thereof. His name shall not have been cut off, nor destroyed before me. Yeah. So, the Edomites are getting ready to do something bad, wicked, and evil to the so-called Negro, Latino Americans, and speckled birds. Okay? But they're not going to get rid of us. Okay? They think they are, but they're not. Verse 20. Let me go there. Give me a minute. Go ye forth from Babylon, flee ye from the Chaldeans, with a voice of singing, declare ye, tell this, utter it even to the end of the earth. Say ye, Yahweh Shai has redeemed his servant Jacob. And that's what we do by going in the highways and byways, letting the whole world know to get ready. I want to jump to verse 22. This is no peace, said Yahweh Shai. There is no peace, said Yahweh Shai, unto the wicked. You're not going to get peace. Even though that's what they're going to convince 2/3 of our people. Isaiah chapter 47, I'm going to start with verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Verse 2. Take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the legs. Uncover the thighs. Pass over the river. Yeah. The whole world knows who the Edomites are. Because the Edomites not only here in so-called America, they're all over the world. Okay? So they cannot run, they cannot hide no more. Verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Woo! When Yahushua comes back, he's coming back Superman, not as a just ordinary man. Okay? King of kings and Lord of lords. Verse 4. As for our Redeemer, Yahushua of hosts, of army, is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Verse 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darknesses, O daughter of Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Yeah. So, all these wealthy, powerful, wicked Edomites, they know what's coming. And they are getting ready, and that's good. Verse 6. I was rough with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them unto thy hands. Thou didst show them no mercy, and upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid the yoke. Yeah. When Yahweh was punishing us, which we deserve, right? And send wicked upon us. What happened with the wicked, the Edomites? They went beyond and they did not stop to this day. Right? They keep suppressing us. Verse 7, and thou said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart. Yeah, you didn't consider it, You said, I don't care the consequences. All right. Neither did remember the later end of it. Right? You forgot what's going to be the judgment for you crossing that line, suppressing us. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 13. Payback, Chapter 13, then we go and start with verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt thy voice unto them. Shake the hands that they may go into the gates of the noble. You see? So if our people want to go and live somewhere else, but you're not going into the highways and byways with the banners, right? Those are the posters that we put on the floor so people can see who we are. And go to the high mountains, to the city where the government buildings are, and shake your hand, Read their judgment out loud. Verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahushua, and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. Verse 6. How yea, for the day of Yahushua is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. That's for sure. It's coming. Verse 7. Therefore shall all hands be faint. Every man's heart shall melt. That's their brain, right? They can't take the heat. It's going to get serious. Verse 8. And they shall be afraid. Pain and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travails. They shall be amazed one at another. Their face shall be what? As flame. Boy, you know when they see those chariots that you either might like to call so-called UFOs, and see these chariots zapping and disintegrating people left and right, children, right? Boys, girls, babies. Huh? Yeah. It's going to be the old you-know-what moment. Verse 9, behold, the day of Yahushua comes, crew, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Yeah, since you got your Edomite have technology, they have the military, right? And they have now this biometrics passports and little gadgets that they want to put inside our people to turn them into cyborgs, right? That's those who have been called in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He told us clearly not to take those gadgets that they want to put inside of you, right? The MOTV, because that's what they're leading to. I want to jump to verse 11, Slakia. And I will punish the world. See, no matter where you go, he's going to punish also Africa, right? No matter where you go. I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Nowhere to run. So might as well do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because he's the only one that can save us and protect us. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee. At thy coming, it stirs up the dead. Woo! From thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has risen up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Yeah. Now they're going to remember, say, oh, wait a minute. I remember that there is a true, powerful God. You know? So it's going to get the whole world's attention. So I'll leave it with Isaiah chapter 21, I'll start with verse 8. Shalakia. And he cried, a lion, my Yahweh shall I stand continually upon the watchtower in the daytime, and I am set in my walk whole night. In other words, we are, around the world, the Hebrew Israelites, we are doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai day and night. Okay? So the whole world knows the truth, but they're going to really see the truth when Yahushua comes back in those chariots and the host of angels, right? The army of angels, and the sky cracks open. So I leave it with verse 9. And behold, here comes a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen, and all the grave image of her gods, which are around the world, by the way, he has broken onto the ground. You know how many fake statues around the world? So when Yahushua comes, he's going, he's going to be disintegrating left and right these 501c3 incorporated churches, the statues. And and how many of people around the world likes to wear that cross of Jesus, right? That well, first I think it was blue eyes. Now they've turned into brown eyes with long blonde hair. That's really Caesar Borgia, right? He likes wearing tall, high heels, right? You can look it up in the internet before they delete the documentary of who these people really are. But now the beast system it's what you gotta also be paying attention, which is gonna be with the AI, right? Because they're gonna once they kick in this cashless society, which is around the corner, rest assured they're gonna mandate the MOTV, right? The CHIP, the charagma that they want to put inside every one of us, right? And the scripture made it loud and clear, don't take it, right? Don't bow down to it. I hope that this was edifying, and with that I'll say, Shalom.